So, hello, Dave. Welcome to Talking Bollocks.
Here we are, talking
Here we
bollocks.
are at last. Slightly chaotic. Yeah, I had to reboot my laptop twice, and for some reason, I kept. Yeah. Anyway, we're here now. That's the main thing.
I've been doing quite a lot of these cool long chats, and every time I've had some sort of issue, and it just follows me around.
Well, I'm glad you said that because it must be your fault because it just never happens to me.
It is entirely my fault. Just my presence
Right.
alarms machinery, I think. I don't know.
Cool. Cool. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. Okay. Look, I'm going to come out and say I'm going to be totally honest.
Hmm.
This is not the average start to an interview.
Right.
You signed to Music for Nations after I left, and I fucking hated you because like you were about to start and we were fucking finishing. We being Acid Rain, which is thrash metal band,
Right.
and we were on MFN from '87 to '91.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
and
right.
then
So we're one of those. Yeah, I get you.
yeah, I was going through my bitter phase. To be fair, it has lasted another 24 years, but
Yeah, I had a bitter phase deep within me. So yeah, I've been through
yeah,
that.
yeah. I did you go through the whole like? Oh, are you the guy from don't even fucking mention it? No, previous life, nothing to do with me.
Maybe it would. Yeah, it just depends on. Yeah, I mean, I've never been good at that stuff anyway. So yeah, a little bit of
Right.
wincing. Yeah, yeah.
But did you? What I'm basically saying is, did you go through that whole sort of disillusioned stage?
Yeah.
I mean, I
I mean,
think
maybe like somewhat that, but also somewhat. Yeah, but this is great sort of thing.
right.
But um, yeah, yeah. I've been disillusioned.
So basically, what year was your first album?
2003.
Right, I was going to go. I was going to go 2003, and it was, and
Correct.
it's weird, isn't it? Because it's like it got delayed coming out,
Yeah,
and then you had, and then MFM went tits up.
that was after Overgrown Eden. Sort of the campaign for Overgrown Eden. About the time we were doing the second album, that's when all that stuff happened.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like so you then had to go and try and like basically find the rights, get the rights, and
No, no, no. We did the whole thing with Music for Nations. Music for Nations kind of, I don't know the ins and outs, but um, ceased to be back around about the time we were sort of working with Music for Nations on the second album, so that we'd already done
yeah.
the whole first album campaign with them, which was great. So yeah,
Well, they were a nice bunch. I don't know how many of the people I knew that I worked with were there by then because there was a little bit of an uprising and a little bit of a
hmm
takeover.
right,
And then it all got I think it got swallowed by BMG or something like that initially.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Because
um,
I was trying to dig out our original master tapes and it's like trying to follow then BMG gets swallowed by Universal and then it's just like
yeah, yeah,
does
yeah. Like
anybody
it's
know
just
where
gone,
anything
it's gone.
is?
Yeah, I just assume things are just gone forever. Like, who's gonna know where that is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mostly worked with a lady called Laura Richardson. She was the A&R. She was the one that
Right.
sort of initially sort of recognized us and put us forward. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember her or was she
No,
around?
I don't think she was around when I was there. Liam, was he still there?
Liam, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Top
yeah.
man. Had him on the show. Still see him occasionally.
Can't remember
Lovely
what his
bloke.
role was. Uh,
Yeah. Well,
it,
well, funnily enough, I spoke to him about a year ago, and he was just leaving the music business for good.
oh wow, okay.
So
That's
yeah, he sort of
fine.
really hung in there.
Yeah, Dougie. Do you remember Dougie? No,
Don't think Dougie was my era.
Sarah. Can't remember her surname. Bubbly lady.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime ago for me as well, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I
I
was
get it,
like,
man.
I just left college and then went
Yeah.
into that. So like I hadn't really figured myself out or anything. So it was it almost feels a bit dreamlike that
Yeah.
all those days.
Absolutely. I once described it as they feel like somebody else's memories.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a good one.
is there is there Was there, was it something you were heading for? Because I know you got signed after somebody at MFN saw you supporting someone, or at
Hmm.
least, that's the rumor.
That is what
Was
happened.
it something that you were aiming for, or did all of a sudden like everything happen and it was like, oh, dream come true, or was it like, oh, a bit scary? How was it?
Bit of all of that, I suppose. We were really trying to go for it. Like, um, we were whilst we were doing A levels at college, we were rehearsing a couple of times a week. We were gigging about twice a week, and we were trying to do like London things. We didn't know what we were doing with teenagers. We just thought you go to London, you get recognised, you make it, and we did start doing that, and then kind of eventually it did happen in a way. And Laura recognised us, like we were probably appalling, but she saw something she liked, and she, a year later after that, we finally signed the deal and then literally finished my A levels. Didn't do them very well because I'd just been given this record
Hmm.
deal and I was stupid as hell.
There you go.
Um, and then yeah, then it all went from there basically. It was you are now in a band doing your debut album, funded by like the, biggest independent music label in the world.
Yeah.
Here you go. No time to grow up.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy. I'm, very well, slightly similar experience myself, but a few years before that.
Acidic
Um,
Rain. Acidic Rain,
yes,
was it? I'm guessing
acid.
it's spelled REIGN.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
I'm on it.
yeah, nice, nice. I was listening to your stuff, and it's
Oh, it's
funny
there
because,
behind you.
sorry.
It's there behind you.
Yes, yes, it is right
I
there.
wasn't reading that. I wasn't cheating.
um, so I remember listening to your stuff around that era. I might have even been given the album for free by MFN, had it sent to me or something.
I
Might
got
have
a
been.
lot. I got a lot of
And
those
and
freakies.
but the weird thing is, it was a strange time in music then. And I still thought of MFN as like, this thrash metal label. And I heard your stuff and I was like, oh my God, like they're doing grunge now, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But the
You
weird thing
felt
is, I listened to your album again recently. I was like, it's not grunge, you
no.
know.
I don't know what we are. That's not for me to say, I suppose. But we did feel a bit of that. Like we were the sort of pretty boys. I was well into. I was always the heavy kid of the band, so I just got well into OPEF because obviously Music for Nations had OPEF,
Yeah,
and then at us, and I was like, I did feel a little bit embarrassed, almost like we were sort of this, I don't know. And then, but then, like they had Bowling for Soup there and stuff, so I felt okay. You're not the only crazy, screaming metal sort of thing,
yeah,
but yeah, it still had its heavy moments.
yeah, absolutely. I
Mm.
mean, it's it's weird because before preparing for this interview, I mean, I don't really usually do any research, um, but I kind of just did a little bit, and then I actually listened to your music for the first time probably since the album came out, which I completely dismissed.
Right.
And yeah, yeah, it was just like I wasn't getting it. And like I said, I listened to it, and in preparation for this, and I was like, I like this.
All right. Just took
It's
21 years to get you on board.
yeah. I think my ears were full of bitterness at the time. And bear in mind as well, we'd quit like 12 years before that. We were done by 91.
Right.
So,
I was
yeah.
nine. I was
Well,
nine.
yeah, there you go, mate. There you go.
But that's it as well. We were well young. Like,
Oh, so were we. I was 17 when we
oh, wow.
signed.
Even younger then, because I was like, we were 20 when the album dropped.
Oh,
So,
you were fucking old bastards.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But we were 13 when we started the band. So,
Right, okay. Well, we were
yeah,
15 when we started us. This is getting into a
yeah, yeah.
competition, isn't
Yeah.
it? We,
Let's just agree that we were both pretty damn young.
yeah, yeah. Do you know
At
what?
some point in our lives, we were young.
We were actually we were done by we were 21.
Right. You had enough. You fast forwarded.
Well, it was the thing is,
Because it's thrash metal, so everything was so much faster.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly. And so is your career because by 91, if you're part of a scene and there's such a sort of a kind of like in vogue scene as thrash, if the scene goes down,
Yeah,
you go down with it. There's
right.
nothing you can do. And but for you guys, you adjusted to the loss of Music for Nations, and the career continued, and it looks like it's been kind of sort of patchy-ish since then. And you even put an album out in 2020.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been five. It'll be 5 years in the making. The next one, the one we've been working on now. But so yeah, patchy. But yeah, yeah. We've just been a band. We haven't. We're just not as big, you know. But we still
Yeah,
do. We still do well. We just love it basically.
yeah,
We love being in the band and we love the music we make. So yeah, we've just stuck with it and we've got pretty crazy fans. In terms of yeah, it's like couple decades. A lot of them have
yeah.
just continue with us. So yeah.
Well, you probably feel a bit like me, which is I'm really glad that we've got like an established logo and fan base that we
Mhm.
can call on because I really wouldn't want to be doing this like without
Right.
that.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, the way things are at the moment, it's tough, man.
yeah. I
It's
wouldn't
really
know
tough.
where to begin starting again.
No,
Um,
no, get a lot of followers, apparently.
right, yeah, and yeah, just become an actor and a comedian and do really quick
Ah,
little
well,
videos.
you want to calm down there because I have been a stand-up for 25 years.
Okay.
I haven't
Yeah,
done any acting though.
Julie mentioned you and said you were a very funny man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Julie Ware.
Oh, bloody hell. So how do you know Julie?
She was she's with Music for Nations.
Well, she is now, yeah.
Yeah, well, we've worked with them obviously on this re-release of this vinyl. So been working with Julie, talking to Julie sort of this whole year, just setting up this thing. Yeah,
Oh, she's an absolute star. How's her leg? I don't know if I'll keep this in, but how's her leg?
I don't know.
Oh, right.
Haven't discussed her leg.
All right. She had like a completely fucked knee when I saw her.
Oh no,
Yeah, just
no,
like,
she has not. I've only been seeing her in like these sort of things. I haven't seen her in person, so
right.
I
Okay.
wouldn't know about the leg.
Yeah.
She's brave. She's obviously
Legs don't tend to get on a Zoom very much, do they?
she's just clearly just bravely not mentioning it
Yeah.
because
Unless you're off Mike, who just, walks in,
yeah,
does his magic, leaves again.
I think he's probably got his headphones on.
Let's hope so.
Oh no, he's listening. He's listening. He's
Ah, right.
definitely
Okay. Never mind.
fun
Right.
listening.
Well, um, so who, where'd the idea come from for the re-release?
I can't even remember. I think,
Brilliant. This is a great interview.
yeah, 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 right. I mean, I think I can't remember if it was Julie of Music for Nations approached us, or somehow our guitarist John said someone's messaging about this. So I can't remember exactly. And then once we got chatting, um, yeah, it took a fair while to get it rolling because we kind of wanted to do it last year because it's 20th anniversary. But whatever, it's 21st anniversary, doesn't matter. Um,
There you go.
yeah,
2021 when you signed a deal, 21st anniversary of the album.
yeah, there you go, there you go. So and then just got chatting, and then it's with MOV Music on Vinyl, they're called, and they've been great. And yeah, it's here right now. Actually, like I've come around Mike's. Mike gets the deliveries, so I've never seen it before, and it's
Oh,
there.
nice.
Yeah, I haven't even opened it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's lovely, mate. It's
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, we did our first album in 2019, first album for 24 years,
Wow.
uh, and um, and getting all that physical product in your hand, it was really weird
Hmm.
because like I got it and I was like, part of my brain knows what this feels like, and another part is going, this is new, but it's not. It was just really kind of
Yeah.
confusing in a way.
Yeah, it's done well. So there's kind of strange, like physical, a tangible physical
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
thing, still selling.
Well, basically, the rule is if you can download it on the internet, you're not going to make any money out of it.
Hmm.
So, you know, sell the physical stuff.
Yeah, and it's quite delicious. It's very green.
Is
Yeah,
it green vinyl as well?
yeah. I haven't opened it yet. I sort of got it about 8 minutes before this was
Oh,
kicking off.
8 minutes before I failed to turn up.
Yeah, before, no, but you gave me a little breather. It's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Excuse me. So, any plans to do any dates or anything like that?
Yep, we're doing September. That's gone. November 27th, 28th, 29th. We're playing London, then Liverpool, then Birmingham, O2 Academy sort of venues. And they're doing
Ah,
really well.
whereabouts in London then?
O2 Academy, Islington, O2 Academy 2, and that's sold out.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Mm.
Not
It is.
not not tempted to not tempted to upgrade it then.
We couldn't. There was no availability. But for Birmingham, that sold out, and we did upgrade. That's at the Institute or the Academy. I can't remember what it's called. Free, but now it's at the two. So
That's
yeah,
brilliant though. That's
it
brilliant.
is. It's blown me away really that people
Yeah,
still.
maybe there's more of it. Maybe there's more of a demand than than you're aware of.
I think also we're in a like really good way like as a band at the moment. So I think yeah, sort of on the right path. So the tide's hopefully turning with us. Who knows? We'll see. But the whole idea of these 3 dates is it's called the Overgrown Demons Tour. So it's like playing quite a lot from Overgrown Eden to celebrate the vinyl release. So that's the old. We've got a couple of B-sides because there's a B-sides album on the vinyl. Play a few of those. Play sort of songs from across the all the albums, all the sing-alongs, and then play like 3 new songs from next year's album, Demons. That's why we
Right.
the Overgrown Demons Tour. Um, just making it up as we go along. So everything sort of nice thematically builds into basically next year, see what we're doing. Got some big plans for next year as well.
I'll
But the,
get on some festivals then.
but yeah, I'm thinking like spring, sort of single release with a tour, maybe a shorter tour, then like festivals or whatever comes our way in terms of maybe a support slot, like for a bigger act, and then release the album autumn, do a bigger tour there.
There,
But
do a headline tour towards the end of the year, September time after the festivals. Yeah.
yeah, and I've got some ideas for that as well because it's the 20th anniversary of our second album.
Ah,
Yes,
right. I hope you're listening,
how
Julie.
the
Yeah, you ain't
nostalgia.
got rid of him yet.
I don't know if that wasn't Music for Nations. That second album was V2, but with our own, we made our own label. I don't even know how that works. I just sort of said yes. So, um, but yeah, so that's that. Yeah, just plans like that. But then they'll probably won't happen that way. But it's nice to have sort of a plan and then see where you go.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, just going back to your previous career, although it's kind of the same, but um, once you've got the second album out, or rather, what happened there? All of a sudden, Music for Nations disappears.
I don't really
Um,
know the ins and outs of how it worked because we were out, like Music for Nations were funding it initially. I don't know what changes, in the actual mechanics of
yeah.
the business side of things. But yeah, we were out in Los Angeles doing that album for a couple months, doing the second album, and then
Fuck me, that doesn't happen anymore.
nah, man, and that was wild. That was
Good.
just amazing living out in Los Angeles.
Oh, brilliant. Did you piss it up and spend a load of
No,
needless
I was
record
actually
company money?
I was in a healthy situation at the time. So I was, yeah, barely drinking and didn't do anything. So I was pretty well behaved, but I still went out and partied
Yeah,
and explored what it's like living, being in LA, Hollywood, and that.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, we did that. I'm not trying to brag, but this is a pretty cool memory. Like we did the second album, we did the drums where Dave Grohl did the drums for Nevermind, apparently with the same snare, although I don't know whether that was true or that's one of
Yeah.
those things. But next door was the Jim Henson Creature Studio, and I got personal tour with all of them showing all their new gadgets and puppets and animatronics and stuff. And it was like they were showing us CGI. because it was like a new thing using a puppet with CGI. And then they gave me these because I'm a massive nerd for this film called Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's like I've got all my tattoos are based on it. Basically, it's been my nerd thing since I was a kid. And yeah, she gave me all these like playing cards that only the crew had from that film. So that was
Oh,
pretty
wow.
mad. And you just see famous people all the bloody time.
Really?
They're just all out there just doing their shopping.
That's all. Who'd you see then? Come on.
Oh, blimey. I saw Gian, I don't know how to say her name, Triple Horn. She was in Waterworld and
Yeah,
basically
yeah, yeah. I know her. Yeah.
saw her out shopping. She looked lovely. Um, I met Juliette Lewis, the
Uh,
actress, who's also
dude. She's in a movie called The Thicket. She hasn't made a movie for quite some time.
right.
She's in a movie called The Thicket. It's the one with James Hetfield in as well.
Oh, wow.
Although he's only got a very minor part, and it's Peter Dinklage's sort of pet project. He bought the book rights to it and everything.
Okay, that sounds promising.
And I honestly, she's going to get an Oscar nomination for her
Oh,
role.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
But it's so
she
funny. So,
she plays a gunfighter, and she's fucking terrifying. So yeah, The Thicket. Try and get hold of it and watch it, mate.
well, then it's quite amazing that she could go on to do something like that and win those accolades. When I was in the Viper Club, which is, I guess, Johnny Depp's old nightclub,
Yeah,
she just came up to me and gave me a flyer for her band, Juliet and the Licks.
yeah,
Just she was just going around giving people flyers saying hello. So, and she was already a very successful actor. So it was
yeah,
like, that was mad.
yeah. I've
Matt
got a
Sorum, he was
lot of
cool.
time for her.
Matt Sorum. We went to before they were called Steel Panther, they were called Metal School. Or
Ah, right.
yeah, and they played like a residency. I can't remember what it's called. It's where the Rainbow is and all those famous bars where like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses would hang out. Uh, and they'd play covers, but with their sort of real raunchy sort of humor. And there
Yeah,
were just people all the time there. People from System of a Down, people from Alter Bridge. So yeah, it's just they're all a lot of people are there.
yeah. It sounds like you were just immersed. Did you bump into Lemmy at all?
I didn't know, but
No.
I've seen Lemmy at I can't remember what it was, some sort of after show thing with. He was always hanging out with Ian Camfield, and I was friends with Ian Camfield, so I think I
Ah,
said hello
right.
to Lemmy. I can't remember. I used to be a drinker, so a lot of my memories throughout these sort of years. Did that happen?
Yeah, I know. I know. I wasn't much of a drinker during our years. I've got a good memory of it all, but our drummer, like Jesus, I think he just barely remembers he was in the band.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
about it. Anything more detailed than that,
Mm.
nah, not going to happen, really.
Had a good
That
time.
that must have been an absolute blast, though. I mean, that's real sort of, pinch me stuff. Is this happening? But also to a certain extent, and I don't want to sort of make any assumptions, but you're young, you're in your 20s, you're recording your second album in LA.
Hmm.
If that's me, because I've been young, signed an album, so you're kind of like, well, do you know, well, this is what I do now. Do you know what I mean? This is where we are. This is like we're
Yeah.
meant to be here. It's that cockiness of youth.
No, but even then, I was like, this is nuts. Like, how is this actually happening? How am I in a limo from JFK Airport taking me to
Right. Okay. Yeah. No. No,
my
yeah. Okay. That is a head fuck. Yeah.
insane like apartment that I'm going to live in for 2 months? That's all mine, with its own swimming pool and barbecue set up and blah blah blah. And I can see the Hollywood Hills. And yeah, I get invites because our producer Josh Abraham, he just took it upon himself because we wouldn't work weekends on the album. No one that was kind of refreshing, and it just set us up with all things to go to, VIP things, and yeah,
That's amazing.
it was pretty cool. Mm.
Josh Abraham as well, eh?
Yeah, he was cool. Like I didn't realize. I think straight after us, he did 30 Seconds to Mars album,
Yeah.
and just before us, it was Stained.
Ah, well, so
Yeah.
working with you was an improvement, I would imagine.
But that was I love a bit of Stained. I was willing to break the cycle and whatever the first album was called. But yeah, it was mad. I really enjoyed that time. Like I was like pretty much sober, so I remember all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go back now as a older man.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I know
Mhm.
exactly what you mean. Just I like not sort of next week, but kind of live that experience, but with a little bit more wisdom and a little bit more age behind you to go, right, okay, I'm gonna really milk this and get the most out of it.
Yeah, I'd probably go and find loads of movie locations and that, that would be my and just take photos. I'd just be like, how many can I get in a day?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
completely nerd out, basically.
yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
Why not? Why not? Um, so so moving on from there, what happens next?
After that album,
Yeah, yeah. So album comes out,
well,
tour.
everything went downhill. Um, yeah, just we we ran out of money basically, and and then all my hair fell out. With I've got alopecia. Basically, my alopecia kicked in to overdrive.
Shit.
So that was a bit hard work at 23 years old, being in the public eye and having all my hair, everything fall out. Um, and then we did the third album, but we got back up and we did. Joe left, my brother joined, Greg. We signed with Andy Farrow from Northern Music.
I know Andy very well. Yeah,
He's still a dear friend of mine.
I've
Um,
I've known him for yeah. If you tell him you're doing a podcast talking to me, the first thing he'll probably say is, "Fucking hell, did you get a word in?"
he can talk. Uh, no, I love Andy. Um,
Yeah, he
yeah,
couldn't he
we've
couldn't
been
be
chatting a lot
more
this year.
Yorkshire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were signed with Northern Music till it was 8 years or so, and it was great. We did a lot of cool. It kept things going. We kept
Yeah.
kept making music. He gave us pretty much total freedom in terms of creative wise. Like no label interference or anything. You just trusted
Mhm.
us to make the music we wanted to make. So we did a third album. We did that out in Sweden. We were out there for 6 weeks, in the middle of nowhere in Sweden. But
Oh,
it was
right.
it was really cool. Uh,
From LA to Sweden.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, but it taught us a lot. It taught us like to actually do this properly and work hard at it. And you don't need that, and you don't need this, and figure
Yeah.
things out. But just graft. Like we became a proper graft band. Uh, yeah, that album went really well, and then did the next album. Herald Moth went sort of weird, proggy, sort of a bit more technical. Um, and then we did another album. I'm fast forwarding now. We did The Pride in 2012. Still really super proud of that album. Uh,
Hey, quite ironic that, hey? You're proud of the pride.
oh shit, yeah.
Hey, no, it doesn't mean you don't have to be proud of it though. Why? So why? What is it about that?
We just was really just putting so much. I've always tried to within me music, you know, obsess and dedicate myself to making the music as good as possible and the lyrics as possible, good as possible, all the performance and stuff. So I spent a good year just on my laptop working out the whole thing and then it coming together. Yeah, just the artwork and the whole vibe of that whole campaign. Really proud of that. And the songs I still listen to just for pleasure, which is not often for many musicians. Um, then what was after that? We did. We were going to make a trilogy. We went all pretentious, even more so. We were going to make a trilogy. We ended up just making one album of it. So it's just
One
called,
album trilogy. That's pretty impressive, mate.
yeah, because after the first one, Simon, our drummer, left. We are basically that they were musically themed, like as Opeth have done in the past. Like first album was kind of the rock sort of classic InMe album. Second one was going to be a mellow sort of Pink Floyd-esque thing, and the third one was going to be the heaviest thing we'd ever done. But because we got a new drummer in Tom, we just kind of wanted to come back with an album.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted him to come back and have to do the mellow album or whatever. And yeah,
Yes.
so we
Yeah. And then
abandoned.
people
We
start reading into that. They're like, oh fucking hell, they got a new drummer, and look what happened.
exactly, yeah. So we drew a line under that and made an album called Jumpstart Hope in 2020, and then there has been like 5 years that this one we're going to release next year called Demons, and yeah, that's just like the album of our lives basically. This is
Oh, right. So are you? Is this like is this the one you love? Is this the one you love the most out of them all?
yeah.
Which
This is
is
like,
which is for me the way it's always got to be. If you don't love the thing you're doing now more than the stuff you did in the past, then this thing you're doing now, it's not as good.
yeah, no. This is this will definitely like everything's been meticulously worked on literally for years. I mean, I went through a real rough time in my life. Like I say, I basically uh quit drinking, uh, and that kind of changed my whole life. And then we were kind of ready when I was a drinker. I was a different kind of person, to be honest, like completely changed.
Yeah,
And then I went, okay, I'm sober. I've got a lot to write about now. I'm like, because before I was kind of creatively pretty stagnant. I was kind of relying on other people to bring stuff and just singing over things. I wasn't dedicating myself to it because you can't
yeah.
when you're in that state. Um, so yeah,
Do you know? Do you know why? Do you know why you were? You know why you were in that state? Do you know what is it? What was driving you to just be so
well, I
lost?
mean, well, we could talk about that for hours, but I
We don't have to.
yeah. Um, alcoholism's always been in my history in my family, and then I went into an industry where, for the most part, it was very encouraged, and
Oh, it's everywhere.
I already had a kind of taste for it. It had already kind of cast its evil spell on me when I was a teenager. So
Yeah,
I guess maybe I'd been taught that that's how you forget your problems. You're always trying to escape sobriety.
yeah,
Uh, and then eventually it became like a real serious problem.
yeah.
Um,
It's the whole don't sober up. You'll see how shit the world is, as opposed to oh, actually, it's the other way
yeah.
around.
And not like physically dependent and things like that. So,
Yeah,
and but you just changes your personality. You're not present in your own life. And yeah,
yeah,
when you're when you're the way I was. So, that just changed everything. And then because we'd already written this album, which I must say, like, I was kind of kidding myself that it was ready to go. And then, so I just worked on what would be the next album after the one we're releasing next year. And I made a whole 11 song album over 7 months. I just did it on my own in my bedroom. I didn't show anyone a note, and then showed the lads. And then they were like, I guess they saw, you know, okay, Dave's back on his feet and this is the real deal. And it was like, well, let's replace some of these songs actually. And so a
right.
lot of that, excuse me, I've knocked the mic. A lot of that has yeah. So now it just feels like this completely refreshed, ready to go album that's gonna. I think if people give it a shot, they're gonna find an album that they love. I hope.
So you had an album done, and then you all of a sudden rocked up with another album
Yeah.
to the band. I mean, at that point, I'm just thinking, are they thinking,
One that
"Fucking
I
hell,
am like
I preferred
serious.
it, preferred him pissed. He's way too productive. We're gonna have to do some fucking work.
Yeah. But because I'm now like so, you know, a bit more
Focused.
concise and refined with the way my thinking and stuff, I
Yeah,
can I can figure out patterns and figure out how to control myself and go. You ain't writing anything for the next 3 months. You need to focus on this thing. So yeah, but
yeah,
I'm always writing because I've always got my voice notes and my voice memos. So and just notes for the lyrics. So I'm always constantly writing, but there'll just come a time where I just have to like look at it all and then find. But for now,
yeah,
I'm just focusing on this album
yeah.
and always doing other little bits. I am a bit mad like that, and I'm doing like a solo EP. But yeah,
But
definitely
to
started
be
it.
able to compartmentalize is important, though. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm similar. I'm constantly, I'm constantly hearing things and or coming up
Mhm.
with like a line of lyrics or something like that, and that goes into the notes. But and it's been really interesting because we're writing a new album at the moment, and I've
What
literally
do you
written.
do in the band? Sorry, I haven't asked.
I'm singer.
Oh, cool.
I'm a singer, and I write the lyrics as well. So
Right.
and and so I've got a load of lyrics, and I'm working with a guitarist, and we're coming up with stuff and going right. Well, yeah, move that right, and then and he said like, "Have you got any lyrics for this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," and I find myself just like literally bringing stuff together there and then based on the vibe of what we're doing,
Mhm.
and it kind of writes itself. Sometimes there's I've written, songs where I'm just having to strip words out or add words here and there.
Mhm.
But in other times, it is I'm almost, I've gone to the notes and gone. Do you know what? There's like over the last 2 years, whatever. I've like that that phrase and that phrase and that, and all of a sudden, it almost like comes clear. There's a pathway
Yeah,
where you're
yeah, yeah.
going like, yeah, this
That's
this is this
product
is actually a
product of
song.
honing your craft, isn't it? If you just do
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
eventually there's a lot of the second nature. Um, yeah, I find that. I find I just kind of go, oh, well, that. But then also just
Yeah.
surprise myself all the time. I find songwriting and making music and writing lyrics like just fascinating, endlessly. Like I would never get bored of it. Um,
No, I love it. I love writing lyrics, and I think I know I've identified this now. But what I tend to do is if I've got a theme or an idea for a song, and I'll just let it percolate, and then one day it's
mhm.
ready to come out,
Yeah,
and I can usually nail it in like hour and a half, 2 hours. But that's not, I haven't actually spent an hour and a half writing the lyrics there. I've probably spent 3 months.
hmm.
Right, but I've been thinking about the whole thing,
Yeah,
and then so when you come to do it, it's just kind of like, right, okay, this all works, and it's just like the completion of a jigsaw that you've already got all the pieces for. It's just
yeah,
putting it
yeah.
together.
You just do the preparation just by living.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I learned a lot through doing stand up.
Oh yeah,
That
I've got to check this out.
Yeah, yeah, no. So I learned a lot through doing stand up that, you've got to be open all the time. You've got to be in comedy mode, and you just see things or you hear
Yeah, yeah,
things, or you have a thought on something, and but if you're not in the right space, funnily enough, to come back to what you were saying about when you're drinking, if you're not in the right space, you don't see it.
no, no, no.
You just don't see it.
Yep.
And then if you are in the right place, and I used to call it like I have my comedy brain switched on
Hmm.
every day. I'd be writing material because it's just like it's there and it's there and it's there, and you just got to grab it and make sure you get it written down, you know, because there's so much of it going on, you're going to forget it.
Yeah,
But without being tuned in for whatever reason, yeah, nothing at all. But yeah, it definitely informed the way that I write lyrics. So, a question for you, sir:
yeah.
Are you a singer who can write, or are you a writer who can sing?
Both.
Cool, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely both.
Oh,
I,
I'm jealous,
I,
mate.
I'm greedy. I'm, yeah. I'm not just one thing. I need to be doing everything.
Yeah.
In terms of, yeah,
So one
yeah.
doesn't feel more natural than the other. You just
Uh, Singing probably is more natural because you just can do it all day long. Um, yeah, in any walk of life, basically.
well, if you don't shred your vocal cords, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I've lucked out there over the years, really, considering what my lifestyle used to be. But yeah, no, yeah, I don't like. I only really sing how I sing within me when I'm playing within me. Um, I never. there's just, or if I do a solo show, yeah, I'm belting it out. But otherwise, I'm usually just singing about 50% because
Yeah,
it's just so bloody loud.
fair enough.
If you're singing over a band as loud as InMe, yeah, you gotta sing loud. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Do you use in ears at all?
I don't, but I'm thinking about it a lot.
I am, and I just like I. It's sacrificing. I don't want to sacrifice the audience, you know. Any, I don't want to sacrifice being able to hear them,
Hmm.
and I don't know. It's
I'm just
just
worried. I'm just worried about things going wrong, and I can trust a big old loud monitor that's blurting my vocal at me. And
yeah,
I only really need like when I was a guitarist. I'm still playing guitars in the band. I still write guitar for the band, and I still play some of the riffs on this next album. But like, I'm just vocalist live for the time being, and I've lost my train of thought. Well, pull me back.
you were saying about that you've sort of played guitar and we in ears.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, everyone is doing it, and my
Mm.
way, you know, it's really old school, and you can feel the power of the. There's something to be said for that. I don't know if it's a
Yeah,
placebo effect, but the resonance and the um and it's not like when I was sorry, yeah, that's what I was saying. When I was playing guitar, I had really specific monitor requirements because I
yeah,
had to so my monitor the way I approach monitors completely changed once I just became a singer. All I need is my vocal.
mm.
Whereas before I was really playing to the thicky kick and I needed no extra other people vocals and things like that. I was really pedantic about it always. So now it's just all I need is to be able to hear my voice. And even then I'm pretty much can sing without even being able to hear what I'm because I can feel the notes. I don't know how that works. That's some sort of music magic, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I would like to try it. I'm sure if you're playing, yeah, big long tours and whatnot.
Well, that's the thing. I was talking to somebody. I think it's Zoltan from Ectomorph, and he just said, "Look, dude, we
Yeah,
our next tour is 29 shows in 30 days,
yeah,
and if I didn't have in ears,
you lose
couldn't
your
do it."
voice.
And he
Yeah,
said, "But like
exactly.
with it, he said within ears, just keep bringing the shows on. Don't care, go
Yeah.
forever."
Well, okay, yeah. So, I mean, for these 3 dates, no way. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Uh, but but we'll see. Yeah,
Good
because
place to try them out though. Also, like main stage festival,
exactly.
wind, shit monitors, line check that's 5 minutes,
You say
in
that,
ears.
you
You
say
know,
that, but you get your side fills at those festival stages, and I find side fills. As soon as I have side fills, I'm like, right, I just feel like I'm in the band.
I've just had some I was some
Yeah, yeah,
bad
yeah.
experiences and just
Yeah,
thought,
I've, I guess I've probably forgotten. I've deliberately forgotten a lot of the really bad times, but uh, yeah, where you're just like, wow, we just waited all weekend for everything to just sound terrible. Um,
oh mate, I know. Well, we played Bloodstock main stage 2021. Been waiting a year to play it, postponed because of COVID.
ah,
Guitarist's guitar packs up 2 minutes into the first song. One of our guitarists, I end up doing 5 minutes
stand
well, basically, I emceed a field full of 20,000 people like I'd MC a room full of 200 people,
cool.
padding so he can get his gear back. His gear's still not back up, and we just had to crack on. We turned it around, saved it in the end, but
Yeah.
yeah, oh, just absolute nightmare.
But I don't have all those little technical fears anymore. It used to be really stressful because I had my all my pedals to think about. I was doing all the guitar riffs whilst singing, whilst remembering all the lyrics, whilst doing all the pedal changes, whilst trying to entertain a crowd. There's a lot to stress you out. Whereas now it's just literally you are here to entertain the audience,
Yeah,
and you are there to look like a legend, and you're
like a
there
metal god.
to sing your best and do your best and perform, and that's about it. So it's a lot less stressful for me.
Well,
And because
dude, that's
the guys take care of what they've got to take care of that I used to stress about.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that sounds like you're in a really good place, which is also, ironically, a really good place to leave it. I can't thank you enough for coming on and do this. When are you in London?
Um, I might be coming in to do this sort of. We've got to do some social media stuff with Music for Nations, like unboxing of the vinyl. So I need to sort that out. But yeah, yeah, I can give you a shout, mate.
Yeah, when's the gig? Do you know?
It's on Wednesday, the 27th of November.
Okay, well, I may well be around. But look,
Yeah, man.
give me a shout. This is really weird. I'm gonna have to try and find you. We'll have loads of friends in common, so I'll find you on
Yeah,
Facebook
we
or
will.
something,
All
or on
right, mate.
Instagram.
Yes.
And yeah, look, thank you so much. Really, really enjoyed this. Really looking forward to the next album. And yeah, this feels like a kind of full circle for me. It really does because, yeah, it's like I remember you guys back in the day, and thinking you were shit and being jealous of you, and it turns out really nice guy, and and
Okay.
and and I now like the fucking album. So what a dick I am.
Nah, it's all funny.
This has been great, mate. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Nice one, man. Back at ya.
Cheers, dude. Good luck
Cheers,
with your
mate.
internet.
Nice one. Yeah. Take it easy.
Cheers. Bye.
I'll get out of it now. No.
Yes.
You'll have to exit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
don't worry, mate. Don't worry. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.